see they're hoping to regain form. And we are going to get into the thick of it here. Game number one, right off the bat, we do see everybody, getting the stock standard jungle presence lanes. But right off the bat in the top lane, this is very indicative of how this early lane is going to go.
Yep, and it's not going to be Flash Ghost for Napier. It's going to be Ghost TP. But the important part is he's running Ghost here, beautiful. And that's the summoner you really need to be able to run down Gnar, especially in that mini form when he's got that range advantage on you. And now one of the things that the Devs didn't have too much time to develop here, because we found out kind of late, was the fact that Kaito is coming in. And we should note that Kaito is a bit of a newer player. He doesn't have that much experience in the LJL. I believe 2020 or 2021 was when he first came in. He has not played Azir a single time competitively, so this is a new look for him. We'll have to see if it works out. He has been struggling quite a bit with his champion pool thus far this split.
My God, you are right. I just realized, this man does not have a competitive listed game on the Azir. Usually, that would be like, hey, that's putting a lot of faith in your boy. But I mean, obviously they saw something in him to wanting to start him. But that's the thing about a best of 5 series, right? You have an opportunity to make a mistake, experiment a little bit. So it could be a situation in that, right? So CGA clearly not playing with too many nerves. They're just saying, let's get the ball rolling. If it doesn't work, we can sub in. If it does, we're all gravy. So seeing how that will play into things as we is a factor I definitely want to keep track of. This early game is just kind of being chill right now. If there were to be any early game moves, you would assume CGA would make them first, right?
Not necessarily, because interestingly enough, we should talk junglers for early action here, as we see Hachimecha kind of doing this year. So interesting stats about, both of these junglers. They actually have quite different styles and how they like to play. So you'll notice that Hachimecha actually is the higher first blood percentage rate. Kassin is usually the more passive of the two in the early game here. Kassin just wants to farm up and get the lead through the jungles, through invading. Hachimecha is the one who's usually out for blood. And of course, as I say that, it's going to be Kassin looking for the first dive here onto Ino.
Oh, yeah, just Lee Sin doing Lee Sin things. They are going to crash the wave into the tower. I know having to run, going to hop back over. No flash used, but Kassin will use his and get himself that first blood.
Yeah, well played from CGA there. Nap tanking on the way out as well. So Kassin going to be nice and healthy, going to force the TP from Ino. So well played from them. And honestly, I wasn't expecting it. I don't think Rascal Jesters were expecting it either, because Kassin isn't known to be that particularly aggressive, and not into the top lane of all places. Nap is usually left on a complete island. If Kassin's going to gank anywhere, it's usually the bot lane to get Hybrid and Nema ahead here. So big change up, and I love it, because now that Olaf is ahead, he's likely to remain ahead. Not to mention the Ghost cooldown's not that long either. So by that level 6 mark, Nap's Ghost should be about to come back up, and then you can just run Ino down over and over again. And unless Hachimecha goes to that top lane here, it's probably not going to be great for Ino. The only sort of silver lining is that Nap wasn't the one to get first blood here. So the lane's not completely over. It's just rough.
Yeah, definitely going to be rougher waters for Gnar to travel through. I mean, really good on Ino for holding his flash, recognizing he was in a situation where he didn't actually have a way out. So it was just easier to hold on to that. So he does have that slight summoner advantage for anything repeating. And you were speaking of Hachimecha ganking. Here are both junglers down here as Secret does go in with that second bandage toss. We'll take a little bit more of a trade there. We do have Nemo less than half backing off. We do Kassin back there for a little bit of backup for his boys, as Soul eating a big chunk of damage here. Hybrid making sure he lets them know, no matter how many you send my way, baby, we got this.
Yeah, Nema playing with fire here, still has that flash up and available. So actually trying to bait a little bit more, and that's what you got to do as a Braum, especially when you've got a champion like Zeri in your back pocket who can pump out that damage. Now, Kassin walked over a ward and he doesn't know.
Wait, there's no way. Oh, Kassin walking over the ward. Will hop out, though. That's the Lee Sin quickness. Swift as the coursing river, as the song goes. And yeah, he'll just get out. But it's very interesting to see right now. Like, we know both of these teams have, quote unquote, strong bot duos, right? So we're going to see a consistent amount of attention put towards that side, right, with both of these junglers. But it feels very interesting. It does feels how even both of these two junglers are with their gank patterns. But once again, Kasin to this top side, just bullying Ino off of everything as Nap under jungle going to do some proxy farming. But this time there is a difference.
Oh,
We do have Secret roamed up in Hachimecha here. This time Ino will burn the flash to get back under his tower. CJ does not know there's more members coming. How long can Ino stay alive? He will stay alive. Secret misses the first bandage toss. So, oh no! Oh no! Kasin lands with the Q. Gonna go back in and take that. Secret will claim his life in the end for that 1-for-1 trade, but that was a little bit messy, I would say.
Okay, that actually ends up really good for CGA there. The kill goes over to Secret, the Amumu, the support here, Crow, not the one you want to get it. And all that time, Soul got bullied out bot side. Now, Kaito might have overstayed his welcome a little bit. If Secret can land this.
Yeah, Secret has flash available, but not going to use it. Just going to have Kaito run away like the Emperor chicken that he is. But yeah, like you said, good for CGA. The fact that all the credit went over to Secret rather than, you know, Hachimecha claiming that. So Kasin basically getting away with murder there in a sense. Not feeling too bad about that, as this early game map state has just been real interesting with how much everybody's just been going all across the map.
Yeah, and this is where the problem with Hachimecha starts to come in. And that stat we saw earlier on, Hachimecha falls behind by 15 minutes, often significantly in experience and in gold. And we're seeing it here as well. The gank to top lane, sure, you kill Kasin, you have that prayer on the top side, but we're pre 8 minutes. There's no Herald to take. Same with that bot side fight. You force out Kasin, but you don't go for Dragon. And it feels like Rascal Jesters, this is one of their big problems, is their early game has traditionally been weak. And now they're down 1,000 gold. Not only are they down 1,000 gold, but a lot of that gold differential is in the top lane. Ino died again, is down CS, is down a level now against a champion who already was going to give him a lot of grief. And right now, CGA, they're in a great position. Your bot lane is sitting pretty. Your top side has prio. Kasin can kind of go wherever he wants here. And the mid lane is the only lane where you don't necessarily have an advantage. Well, it's Kaito, not Cocoon. And Kaito, while he has struggled in the team fights, his laning has been fine. And you can see Kaito has constantly been providing that lane pressure and that priority whenever Kasin is in the area.
You're right 100% about that. And it's just interesting to see as we do get Hachimecha donating over the red buff to, you know, the successful member on his team. Recap gonna really enjoy that as we have the roam up from Nemo here. Lots of pings on the map heading towards this Herald, looking for something to happen there. CGA have already started at 4v4 situation here. Herald's super low. Not really a spot for a steal,
Secret
but
six.
Oh, I say that Secret goes in. Pops the curse of the sad mummy. Kasin will still get the Herald in the end, but that's a double kill for the Amumu. Okay, whatever, have that happen. The rest of the team will roam down, putting it as another full team fight. Nap is here. Nap is hungry. He will get a kill. I know, gets his revenge back onto it, but on the back side of the hybrid is untouched and free firing, and Nap is rampaging as they will claim two more kills going over the side of CGA, and another one for Nap. Gives that boy a triple. Good morning. Hello, says Nap.
Well, Nap's certainly woken up. Now 3-0-3 in that particular fight here. And that's why I was a bit worried about Rascal Jester's looking for this fight here. But I want to highlight the difference between the supports. Nema is level 5. And whilst I did say Secret, getting that early kill wasn't ideal, it looked good for a moment there because he did have 6. He did have Crest of the Sand Mummy. He did get the initial burst. But yeah, just the safety of Kaito and Hybrid here, the fact they bought so much time. Secret doing God's work in the backline, finding Kaito again, threatening again, but it's not enough. Hybrid and Kaito have already put out the damage, and Nap just comes in, plays cleanup crew. I just love the confidence of this man on Olaf. Fade away axe even under that turret, taking the extra turret shot for Hybrid. Like, he didn't have to do that. He did that to make sure Hybrid was safe, getting out, and they weren't trading anything over. And right now, beautiful, the top lane, it's done. Hachimecha can no longer salvage that lane. In a 2v1, Nap is going to find a kill.
I mean, 2v1, 3v1, 4v1 at this point. Like, Nap is already in Giga Chad mode, only 11 minutes into this game number 1.
Mythic.
Like, he already has his mythic done. The man has Stride Breaker, and he's going to break some ankles as we do see him just bullying in the blue side jungle. Gonna steal Gromp away. And honestly, Ido cannot do anything about it. There is no
No.
contest available for him because he is so far behind right now. As we look at the EXP and levels on the side of here, it's just what RJ have had the worst case scenario. And we had talked about in the first blood, or rather after the first blood, that return gank. It's literally insane. Like
Yeah, and to an extent, I'm just looking at that and thinking, for I know that it's like you shouldn't even go into your jungle. You see Nap just walk back out, right? Like those autos are just helping Nap take it faster. And my goodness, we saw Nap just beat down on Meganar. You can see that I know can't even walk up as Mininar anymore. Like you walk up, you're dead. He's looking to base right now. This is top lane is so done. Kassin now trying to spread the love elsewhere here. But Rascal Jesters, to give them credit, yes, they struggle in the early game, but they also don't really give up too many free kills. So they're playing that safely.
Yeah, this is gonna happen over and over again. Poor Ido. Wait a minute. Okay,
he needs to
walk away. Just walk away, sir. That's all you have to do. Okay, Ido doesn't die this time, luckily. But yeah, like you said, Kassin just trying to show some love across the rest of the map. As we do see a massive rotation up here. Both the bot laners are coming towards his mid lane, knowing something is up. Secret manages to dodge out, not get connected on, but we have Kassin with the Lee Sin mechanics, baby. Jumping in,
that got me
recap forward, but he's still alive and he's a laser in the face. Wait, recap's still alive. Oh, this is the fight. It's on. Hachimecha over the side, gets the Arctic Assault onto 2. Recap and Secret having to back off, unfortunately, though. Soul is not there to contribut to the fight. Hybrid jumping forward, unafraid on the Zeri, has the backup of Nemo, has the backup of Kaito as well. Soul is behind enemy lines. I don't think he wants to be there. Hybrid is in the spot he wants to be in, completely unafraid and all the way going forward. Shock Laser goes, connects onto Soul. Hybrid is going for more. Secret does land a bandage off, but it does not matter because Kaito is there to back up his boy, resulting in more kills for CGA. Man, they're closing the casket shut on this game, RMC, because they are playing on all cylinders.
Rascal Jesters just pulled the most CGA move I've seen all so long. CGA, jokingly, we call them can't guarantee anything. And one of the big problems is they don't know when to cut their losses. They just keep piling in after the initial mistake here. And this time, Rascal Jesters did just that. The start of the fight was clean. Recap played this immaculately. That gravity field stopped the entire engage there and actually netted the kill, forced Kaito back out. The problem, though, is when the AD carries get into the picture. Hybrid and Soul. There's a reason why we're so hyped up on that. Look at Hybrid, 1v3, pushing them all. And granted, they weren't the healthiest, but come on, to do that, that is confidence. That takes skill. And then Soul decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to try and do the same thing. I'm going to show that I'm as good or better than Soul. Well, unfortunately, maybe you are. You got really close, but your team didn't have enough health. And then you just saw the rest of Rascal Jesters keep piling on. No, the moment Soul went in and didn't win that fight, you just walk back out. Secret was dead, but no, Hachimecha went back in as well. And that's a nightmare. And now CGA are starting to run away with this game.
Goodness. Yeah.
6,000 gold lead, tops one, bots one, mid turret's gone. This is looking kind of rough.
Yeah, looking rough. Speaking of rough, once again, Kassin is here to put Ino in a locker and take his lunch money. It's just so... CGA have literally just been like, oh, word? Like, after that Herald fight, they're just like, bet, all right, we can literally just do whatever we want, as you have seen multiple times. And in that last fight, even... we talked about, like, Hybrid being unafraid to go in as Nemos is going to face check. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, doesn't originally find what he wants, but, get something in consolation. But Soul was nowhere near that fight. Soul was way away from his team while the rest were getting advanced on and joined super late, thus resolving in all of them dying. Had Soul been there, maybe it might have been a different story. We would have to see. But this is just it. CGA is so unafraid to make a play. We talk about them getting overzealous and overstaying and whatnot, but that just shows their confidence on how they actually bet on themselves. They see champion, they delete champion, and that's exactly what this composition is made to do, and that's exactly what they have been doing in this game right now. Still up about 7K. 5 kills, got a dragon under the belt. Herald and Drake are live. CGA are firmly in the driver's seat, I would like to say.
Yeah, and Rascal Jesters are investing so much into this bot lane here. It's worth noting we're well past 14 minutes. Soul is not getting plates for this sheer amount of attention they're putting into this bot lane here. And Hybrid, Nema, the two of them were able to kind of save that turret in a 2v3 situation. Now, Rascal just is trying to salvage the play by brute forcing this dragon here. And they do have the numbers, they do have the timing here. The big question is, will CGA come in and clean house? You'll get the dragon.
I know has Mega. I know has Mega, but will he get chunked out before he can do anything? It seems that way as the little Yordle is running for his life. Nap is leading the charge, has a banner behind him and says, let's go, boys. We are in here. Will not get that next dragon, but they will claim another scout for his belt. This Olaf is on a complete rampage as CGA managed to get the objective, but will lose one in response.
Honestly, that's not even as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought CGA was going to roll them up in the Dragon Pit, but they're a little bit late. They are, however, going to continue the push now with the Herald in pocket here. And for a recap for Ino, like, I'd be terrified if I were them to even try and push this out. Ino right now is so squishy. He's 2 levels down, and Kassin is just going to solo him. It's so free.
Oh, man. Free real estate indeed, as Secret, just unafraid, gonna stand up to Kassin the bully in this game number 1. 4-0-4 on this Olaf, 4-3-0 on this Lee Sin. Bash Bros United doing crazy work. Hybrid also sitting at 3-0-5. Like, it is so monstrous right now, this first game from CGA. And if you are a CGA fan right now, you are very happy with what you see, how they've been playing. It's just been such domination so far. Like, I think that's a proper word for it. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And the big question mark coming into this game 1 was around Kaito, right? The fact that Kaito hasn't played for a while has come back in.
Nap? No, wait. He just TPs into 4 people. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me, Nap? Glyph for a very long time. Kaito fail fishes the Azir shuffle in. Okay, CGA maybe pump the brakes just a little bit. That was a tiny bit overzealous, but they're still going forward. Hybrid is going to get the top shots off as Kassin once again keeping Ino out of the fight. All right, look, Nap, I get it. Drinking that juice, you feeling pretty proper, but it ain't really gonna work that way, my guy. But man, as once again, Kaito, he's gonna get caught. He's gonna get seed for years. Probably miss a few birthdays with that one, and he will be taken out as well as CGA getting a little bit overzealous and forcing an issue they probably should not have.
Well, yep, that's about the time, where CGA start coin flipping a little bit here. Hopefully they got it off their system with those 2 overzealous plays, shall we say. It doesn't actually cost them anything in the grand scheme of things. Baron isn't up. Dragon was already taken. And hopefully, it's a reality check and they stop doing that. It's still, the fact that Nap almost pulled off the 1v4 was absolutely insane.
Do we know?
Yeah, I think there was a shutdown on Nap. I don't know how much the gold was exactly on the shutdown there. And I think it did go over to Soul as well, which is nice. Cool.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of nice, Kassin. Man, oh my goodness. Kassin on Lee Sin. Please don't give it to him again, as he and Nap are just like, they're literally the bullies from like every teenage 90s sitcom. Like, they're literally just like sticking together, running in everywhere, beating up the main characters, so to speak. And RJ have no answer for it right now. It's just, oh my goodness. And I know separated from his team. Yeah, I think CGA got the int out of their system, I would like to say.
Oh my goodness.
We see them take the portal. Yeah, I was not long.
That's overkill.
Again. Just use it all, throw the sink at him as Kassin just padding his KDA for a little bit more.
Okay, these teams are not playing the same game. CGA is playing League of Legends. Rascal Jesters is playing tag right now. And for Rascal Jesters, they kind of start thinking about next game at this point. This is kind of brutal. And they're just waiting for CGA to finish pushing in, basically. And for Rascal Jesters, you cannot do anything if you're not entirely as a team. We've seen now Soul picked off just trying to do his red buff. We've seen Ino picked off just trying to push that top lane. You can't push out whatsoever here. And for Rascal Jesters, there is still a possibility of them finding picks and kills, especially in their own jungle. You see how much CC, like you pointed out, Kaito got CC to hell and back. So you can do that to anybody but Nap right now. And it's not like CJ are necessarily grouping up. So if you can continue finding those picks, all well and good. But to get those picks, you have to be together. And once again, I know trying to be in that side lane, I want to highlight again, level difference, 3 levels now between Ino and Nap.
Oh no, and he's just waiting like a tiger in the bush. Like this
Oh,
is the jungle, and he is just top bill on all of that. Man, I know gets away this time. No kill there, but oh wow, Soul eats a big chunk from Kaito. They are trying to get these standing gold on the map, get these bounties that are available for them. As we get them pushed off, and Kasin will just go ahead and say, "Yeah, bros, y'all got this." Like they're that far ahead in this game now, to where CGA can split map and just take objectives separately, not having to be together. Yes, RJ has a considerable amount of CC to force fights and whatnot, but CGA are in the position to where they aren't exactly too afraid, as they do jump in onto Nemo, who will be taken out eventually. But Hybrid is over the side, jumps and cleanses and gets out alive as Kaito jumps in, gonna barrier off the rest of the team. Hybrid is still free firing, still alive. He's gonna run into Hachimachi, who Arctic Assault flashes and gets a W proc and will get a kill shut down back on him, as Recap is trying to run for his life right now. Not a lot of health, not a lot of mana. Kaito, however, he's going to dash over the side. He wants a kill for himself, as there comes Nap, baby. Going to throw an axe. Will be missing.
One more.
CJ on clean up duty. Not enough damage to take out the tanky boar rider this time. CGA, they're going to take 3 kills. They're going to take a dragon in turn for this Baron.
Yeah, and that was Rascal Jester's kind of forcing the issue. Like we said, 4v3 in that top side of the map. They had the numbers advantage. Still couldn't pull it off. They couldn't burst Hybrid down fast enough. And again, it's the story of not being able to kill the carries. Now, I know.
What is Ino doing?
He's trying. He's just trying. If he can steal it, it's amazing.
Nah, the man is just in no man's land, waiting for the rest of his team. Mega was there, but no angle for the Mega Gnar. And yeah, like you said, RJ forcing the issue, not able to burst out Hybrid. You see how the fight turns as we go into this replay.
Yeah, so they go on to Nema because Kaito and Hybrid are just positioning really, really well, making sure they're in safety. Beautiful cleanse from Nema, by the way, over the wall so that it doesn't actually stop him from doing anything. And from then on out, Hybrid's just winning out the fights. He's able to pump out the damage. And sure, we won't talk about the fail flash there, but Hachimicha flashes and gets the kill. The problem is it's already too late. You've lost everybody. Recap shafted. Hachimicha has to run, and Baron is up and on the table here. So if you're being forced out right here, you lose the Baron pretty much guaranteed to CGA. So you get the bounty off the turret, which is what, 300 gold? Great. You know, you got that, but you're losing out in kills. You're losing out in Baron, and that might be all CGA need to push and break the base open.
Yep, as they are on the fast track down. Nap once again leading the charge. This man is just so unafraid of everything. As we do have the TP being burned from RJ. They're positioning on it. That tower is going to melt immediately. And just as soon as he gets there, Recap is dropping like a fly. I know has Mega Gnar. Can he make something happen? He's looking for an angle in. Not able to find one. Hybrid will claim the credit onto Recap, as they're going to take a tower and take an inhibitor. Have a wave to work with. They have one down. But CJ are opting to rotate out. They're going to, just get some more of this gold that's on the map, because they can literally do what they want here in this game one. RJ have had a few windows to get back into this, but are very unsuccessful with any plays they have been attempting to make. The CGA just slams the door in their face at every single turn.
Yeah, and even more worrying to me was the fact that Recap didn't even do that much damage with his full combo there.
We do see them once again collecting more standing gold on the map. 9-18, about 10k gold lead. It's just CGA. Hey, the fans are really loving this right now, I would say. Aside from those small little stumbles, this has been very much the CGA show for this first game. And honestly, there's just, if you're RJ right now, you are looking to game number 2, right? This game isn't over. They tend to go long with their most recent games. And it has winnable angles, but it will be a tall mountain for them to climb, as Kasin looking for Hachimetra here. Going to get the Q onto him, not going to follow it. No Lee Syndrome today, or for this instance rather, as we do see CGA looking towards this bot next tower, pushing on 5 strong with Baron buff.
Yeah, Nap going behind turrets again, just zoning them out, right? We see that Nap has no fear. He can kind of handle a 1v4 right now, so he can zone out. They're just trying to maximize the Baron buff. They have 10 seconds left on it. They won't be able to push this wave in all the way. It will get cleared out, and the buff will expire before they get significant damage. But it is worrying, and I know it's still pushing the top side. Oh, Kasin,
great Arctic Assault to stop Kasin mid-flight. But yeah, like you said, they're just going to maximize the Baron buff.
It backs out,
split it back, just bob and weave, dip in and out, and they know they can push forward. And Secret taking such a huge chunk. This Amumu, who had gotten most of the kills early, for his team isn't as tanky as you'd want him to be. But I know, hey, I know actually got something on the top side. Let's go. RJ stonks rising a little bit as they will gain something back after CJA have just been kind of ravaging their base.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you could argue that RJ stocks are going up, but I'd argue that the rest of the stock market went up further. I mean, he traded an inner turn in the top side for an inhibitor in the bot lane. And that now means that CJ just really have one lane they want to look at, top lane. That's the only lane with a turret with an inhibitor still standing here. And they can just group up, brute force that one down. They've got supers pushing multiple lanes. Yes, Dragon is spawning right now, but frankly, CGA, they don't need it. And if anything, you can actually catch RJ with your pants down. If Rascal Jesters go towards this Dragon, if CGA just blitz that top side, there's a chance that Rascal Jesters don't get back in time to defend that inhibitor properly. CGA, though, they're a little bit split on what they want to do. And they're not hard committing to the top side.
Yeah, interesting. All right, we did say they could afford to give it, just tie it up, Dragon score. It does look like they are trying to target that top lane, but the the lack of urgency, I guess you could say, maybe be rearing its head here as they are just kind of trying to coast it in. Like they know that RJ can't really try to force anything on them as Sin. He's going to take matters in his own hands. Jumping in, gets the kickback on the Soul, who does manage to flash and cleanse out. Oh, what a good ultimate coming out from Secret. Can they convert it on anything? No, they cannot, because Nap is a monster and Nap is running forward, and that is the rest of TGA on his back with him charging in. Oh my God, complete decimation, complete ace. It started in the top lane and it ends in the top lane for CGA. Game number 1 in the bag, clear as day, 11-23. Absolute monstrous performance here, game number 1.
Yeah, and CGA fans, like you said, will be glad. Middlecott will be glad. I think the last couple of times he's been casting or on the show with CGA games going, it hasn't been a great time for him. So at least he can take this game 1, be happy with it. And Beautiful Crow, I am worried for Rascal Jesters here because, sure, they are a veteran team. You heard Initialize talk about that. They've had bad splits before, and it feels like in the playoffs, they usually show up. But this split in particular, it feels like they've been kind of going downhill a little bit. And that last round robin, 1 win out of 7